So today I want to share with you a resource that is wonderful for kids who like to draw. Hi, welcome. If you are new, welcome back. If you are not, if you are new, I am homeschooling mom to three kids. I have a kindergartner, a preschooler, and a toddler. I'm also a second generation homeschooler. And this channel is really my outlet for sharing all the fun things I find with you, for sharing our journey, what we use, our struggles, our wins. And I just love homeschool research. I love finding good curriculum and good resources and all that. And so this is really my way of just like all the work and research that I do, my way of sharing with you guys. So hopefully it's useful to some of you. And today I want to share with you just another small resource for kids who love to draw or kids who love to like write their own stories and illustrate their own stories. This is a great resource because it's hands off for you as the parent. I love a few things that are hands off. So that is the Draw Right Now series. And there are 8 books in this series. I think I am missing number 6. I think I have all but that. And these are wonderful. So basically, what these are, I'll just open to one to kind of show you. And hopefully you could see, is they give you a step-by-step of how to draw the picture over here. Another nice aspect, well, so before I move on to that, sorry, jumping ahead of myself. So step by step how to draw. So basically the child draws what is in red, and then in the next one he draws what's in red, and the next one he draws what's in red. And if they want you to erase something, they mark it with like, on this one they have like a dotted line, which means you now erase that line. And then they just walk the child through a very, very basic drawing. Well, in this one, it's farm themed, so this is mainly just animals. But then along with the drawing, it also, so you could actually create this as like a handwriting / art curriculum for a young learner. It has some copywork ideas about the animal or the picture that they've just drawn. So if you got your child, one of those composition notebooks that has the empty top for drawing, I'll link something below so you can kind of get an idea if you're not sure what I'm talking about. And then it has the lined um, writing below. You could totally do this. You could have them do drawing something for their art and then doing this for their copy work, and that would be handwriting copy work. So like I said, this front half of this one is all, different animals. And then the back half is, well, it has some more animals. It has some kids. It has some, for you to see how simple these are. And your child just props this up in front of them and they do it themselves and they have fun. My daughter is 5 and she's at 5.5. This is perfect for her level. This first book is like ideal. I pulled it out in 6 months to a year ago and it wasn't quite there. She just wasn't quite. She hadn't gotten into the stage of being able to look at something and kind of draw or try to draw what she saw versus what she thought she should draw. I pulled this out again. It is perfect. And she had so much fun drawing these animals. I do believe that as they go, they kind of progress in difficulty a little bit. They're all pretty simple, but like this first one is definitely the simplest. So if you have a really young learner, I would definitely start with the first one. If your child's a little older, probably any of these are fine. And I would say after your child's done some of these ones, they would be better to progress to the other ones. The other ones aren't complicated. I'll show you inside one of the later ones, but just so you can kind of see what these are. This first one is I don't know if it has a theme. Oh yeah, on the farm, kids and critters and storybook characters. So that's this first one. The second one is Christopher Columbus, Autumn Harvest, and the Weather. So if you're doing some sort of history that involves like discovering America and Christopher Columbus, this could be fun because you could incorporate some things. They could actually like draw some notebook pages for their reports or however you want to do that. Book 3 is Native Americans, North America, and the Pilgrims. Again, some of these are themed, which would go really, really well with whatever you're working on in school. Book 4 is the polar regions, the Arctic, and the Antarctic. And just so this is about halfway through the series. So, for example, this is the art inside this one. Not a whole lot more complicated, but you can see they have more than just like straight lines, right? They're just adding a teeny bit more detail than they were before. Again, still very basic. So that was book 4. Book 5 is the United States from Sea to Sea and Moving Forward. I'm missing book 6, but I'll pop a picture of it here for you so that you can see what that one is. I don't actually know which one that is off the top of my head. Sorry about that. Book 7 is Animals of the World, Part 1, Tropical Forest, Northern Forest, and Forests Down Under. And then book 8 is Animals of the World, Part 2, Savannas, Grasslands, Mountains, and Deserts. And for reference, the last one, just so you can again get an idea of just the level of difficulty. Again, they're all pretty simple. I would just say if you have a very brand new beginner, these ones might be just a hair beyond them until they've gotten familiar with this style of drawing and following these instructions. These are all really affordable. I will link them below. I think on Amazon, they're about $14 a book. You can get them as a bundle for a little bit cheaper, um, but you could totally make this a, like I said, a homework assignment for like art and handwriting. Or if you have that toddler or 5-year-old who's demo school before all their older siblings, or who you're not ready to really do a lot of formal schooling with, this could be a great option for school for them. That they could do table work with you without needing a lot of your attention, but they could still kind of have their thing to do. So you could totally set this out for them and be like, okay, we're going to draw this today. And especially if it's, like, themed along with, like, the history you're doing with your older kids or something like that, it could really be, some good homework for the kid who wants some. So I would consider pulling these out to keep that child occupied in a year or 2 when my older ones are busy and my youngest wants to be joining in, I might do just that. Right now, my oldest one is loving this, and I'm not even using it as part of school. I'm just giving it to her to them to draw because she loves to draw, and so she just loves to, illustrate whatever, so I'm just handing them to her for the fun of it. But you could incorporate these in many, many ways. Um, yeah, I think that's about it. It's not a long video. I just thought it's a great resource, and I know a lot of people who love them, and, they're not uncommon, so you may have seen them before, but if you hadn't, they're definitely worth checking out and getting a feel for if there's something that would work for you and your kiddo. If you have another favorite art kind of thing along like these lines, I would love to know, so comment that below, or if you've used these, and I'd love to know how they work for your kids if I'm the only one who no, I know I'm not the only one because I've heard other moms rave about these, but I'd love to know how they work for you. Also, if you have anything in particular, like if you ever see me talk about something or mention something that you are interested in or have questions on, especially from like a second generation homeschool perspective, please comment that below and let me know because I would love to answer any questions that I feel qualified to answer. Um, at least I'll get back to you. Or if you have a video that you want made on anything specific or any specific resource that I mentioned, please let me know that as well because sometimes as a YouTuber, it's hard to know what interests your audience and what they want, and you also run out of ideas. So any of those, I would be more than glad to entertain. So as always, I hope you guys are having a wonderful week.